Currently, we are still kind of neutral allocation across the various asset classes, namely fixed income and equities. Broadly speaking, because when you look at it from the macro perspective, things still look relatively constructive. Global liquidity conditions are still quite positive, especially with a potential Fed cut coming and a number of other central banks already having introduced rate cuts. And the macroeconomic numbers so far coming out, particularly from the US, still seems relatively strong, meaning to say that there's no recession on the horizon at least. Looks like it's going to be a soft landing scenario. So all that is should be generally constructive for risk assets. I guess the only issue there is that because of the rally, and especially in the US market on a year-to-date basis, there could be bouts of profit taking, especially as we are entering an earnings season, which is I think what we saw overnight. Namely speaking, that earnings do have to meet up with expectations, otherwise we could get a bit of a profit taking.
Okay, so walk me through what that profit taking is going to look like. Will it be earnings that ultimately determine where the market goes next, particularly in the United States?
Yeah, I think that could be quite the driving force there. I mean, take Tesla that you've already highlighted already, right? On the last month basis, the Tesla stock is up over 40%, having been the key laggard on a year-to-date basis. So I think it's quite natural that there's been a bit of a pullback, especially when you look at the earnings numbers having disappointed and the automotive gross margins having disappointed as well. So I think when you look at it from that basis, I think earnings will drive the short-term moves as well. And I think the other aspect as well is that there is quite a bit of dispersion within the overall market as well, depending on whether the earnings numbers surprise on the upside or downside. I mean, Spotify, for example, came out with pretty strong numbers and it was up double-digit overnight as well. So I think that's something that we can look forward to as we continue the earnings season, that if the companies continue to do well, we could expect a strong performance. But if they disappoint or they come in broadly in line with expectations, as the case of Alphabet, then we could get a bit of a pullback.